Nice. I like bumps.
That's another part. Really, like, I would love to get my areas to a point where I can just confidently just go up. I feel like, yeah, I think that's like, I guess, I always feel like when I'm
Yeah,
fast area, I'm always missing the ball by an inch.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I think you're not alone in that. There's loads of people with the same issues, and unfortunately, it's just mechanics.
does have a lot to do with the
It's
nose
just
positioning of your car and like
it.
and
Yes.
and having momentum, isn't it, behind your car?
Mm-hmm.
If you're going
Well,
if you're going
in
at a
the correct
fast pace,
directions too.
yeah, I
A lot of
guess.
times when you talk about going just under the ball, it's because you have too much momentum. Okay, so right here we've got 56 boost. Um, I don't know why we're using it in the air. You've just used over half of it to float down.
I think I'm just applying the trying to apply the basic concepts of that fast recovery, even when I'm not confident there. Like I sort of
Yeah,
understand that, if you want to go down faster, you got to point your nose down, those sort of things. But yeah, I'm wasting a lot of boost, definitely.
yeah, wasting a lot of boost. Fast recovery means to well, let's just say this. Do you feel like this is a fast recovery?
No, definitely not.
Right. And so the idea of fast recovery is good, but the execution of it right here is not so good. So to be fast, you need boost. So if you want to point your nose down, which right now your nose is actually pointing upwards. If you want to point your nose down and use 5, that's fine. But you're not very high. You're about to fall down anyways. Just save it. You're you're actually delaying this, right? If you just fall down, you're going to fall down faster.
Yeah.
And so now we're on 0 boost. We're having to extend into a bad position again. Imagine if you were on 50 or 60 and you picked up a couple pads and your teammate had this and you could already be out here for a pass, but instead you're back here in this corner.
I think I frustrate him a lot with those because he puts in some good centers, but I'm never there to capitalize on him.
All right, we want to be careful with this short rotation. So one way that we want to think about spacing and rotation is, or my favorite way to think about it is this analogy that I like to make. I hate this map; it's got crap up here in the way. Um, if I pretend that I'm a person standing out here controlling my little orange team RC cars, all right, I've got 3 of them here. The ball is traveling this direction. Which cars would I use to hit the ball back this way?
Dude, use those two at the back, Ryan and
Yep,
kneecap. Yeah.
yep. It's going to be a lot easier for these guys. So what I'm going to do is steal this and get behind these guys. Let him go. Let him move forward. You'll be third. When you make these short, quick rotation turns, you can see now we've got poor spacing. If we thought about that Verge video, you guys circles would be something like this.
Yeah.
Um, we're just not covering much. And there's tons that goes with that. What that does is that freezes kneecap. It puts you guys both in a worthless position because if either of you succeeds and makes a pass, now nobody's there for it. And so it does a ton of things. And the only thing that it is you turning right here. Just go back this way.
Okay.
Usually the simpler choice is going to be the better choice. All right. Another thing that we can do right here, you go from the right side of the field to the left side of the field. But what if you already have a teammate over here that's heading that way?
Yeah, I think I called it. I said I'm going
Okay.
for it.
Okay. All right. So you're challenging this as if there's someone pressuring. There's no one here. Take it slow. Pick up the boost and go. There's nobody here.
Okay.
What's going to happen is we're going to hit it off the wall. Free pass. He probably should have scored that one. And what's going to happen is as you continue to improve and play better and better players, they are going to capitalize. They are going to punish those things. Much better. Land on the wall with 54. Use a little bit to get our speed up. Look, that's so much better. That's so much nicer. Now you still have plenty. You're picking up some pads. This is probably due to the fact that you know your teammates aren't good. And so we'll let it slide. But you're effectively your third man right here. And you're cutting right in front of Kneecap and you're jumping into Ryan's area. Now, again, like I said, it's probably something where you realize that you're going to beat these guys. But when you get into your normal games, you do not want to do things like this.
Yeah, the other two replays is in solo queue. But yeah, this is just
Okay.
the one I thought would be kind of cool to analyze because we do lose this
Mm-hmm.
match.
So right here, we've got a great opportunity to use camera work. Great patience right here. Now you've decided to forego the challenge, leave it for Ryan. So the best time to do a camera toggle is during a dodge because right now you've double clicked forwards and you can't do anything until your wheels hit the ground. So let's multitask. Hit the dodge, toggle the camera, look behind us. All right, we're going to see what's going on back there. And then you can toggle back into ball cam because what's fixing to happen is we're fixing to hit our teammate. See that?
Okay.
Again, this is probably not a huge deal in the communication department because you guys can talk about this, but when you get into solo queue, you're going to have to be hyper aware. You're going to have to be looking around the field. Again, we like to reference the soccer field, the soccer players. Think about those guys. They're not staring at the ball while they run the opposite direction. Right? And that's what's happening right here. You're looking at the ball and running this way. What they're going to do is they're going to have their head on a swivel. They're going to look back here, look forwards, maybe even look this way, see where the opponents are, look if there's somebody here, maybe look over here, see if they need to fill this space. We're going to have to do that same thing, but instead of us just turning our head, we're going to have to do it by toggling our camera. Toggling that camera is going to improve field awareness. It's going to improve spatial awareness. It's going to improve decision making. It's going to improve positioning. Right here, you can see we're on 0, and by default, we immediately take off for the corner boost.
Mhm.
All right, you have challenged and you have evoked a double commit, and you have won a free ball for your team. Let's do this. 12, 24, 36. Teammate wins. Fantastic. 48, and I'm back here on offense. Let's do this. 12, 24, 36. Teammate loses. That's okay. 48, 60, 72, 84. These right here are superior in every way. What if you get back into ball cam? Right now, this is actually a problem that we're not looking. Yeah, bang. Right there. We can see why. If you continue driving straight, you're going to hit that boost, right?
Yep.
So get off that. Let's get in ball cam. At least toggle back and forth. Boom, boom, boom. Check on where it's going. Because if we don't, when we do finally look, now the ball's caught up to us and it's headed at us. Catches us off guard. It's all right. Good try. Not you, but I want to talk about it. Ryan has a great back post rotation going right now. You should be next. Kneecap first. It's kind of like the recycle sign. That's pretty much what we want. We want one here, one here, one here. As you go, this guy fills in, this guy fills in. It just continues. We just want a big cycle. But what we see here is he cuts from third man directly in front of you, and now it ends up. I think it actually ends up messing you up right here. Nice. Good challenge. All right, we may not have noticed, but we just got a full boost spawn. So instead of running, stick around. See what
Okay.
happens.
I think I see too many times the play. I see like every time after I hit a challenge, I think of it as just resetting. You know what I mean? Reset, reset.
Yeah,
Whereas you're
go.
like,
Yeah,
hold on, just continue to play, see where it goes.
yeah. See where it goes. You can kind of do both, and that's the real benefit of those boost lanes is you can play both. You can regenerate as you start to reposition into defense, but since you're regenerating, if your teammates win, then okay, well now I picked up a little bit. I can turn and I can stay on offense. If they lose, that's fine. I continue on my path back to defense, and I can make a good play. All right, so right here, this is just something. These are the things that I pay attention to when I'm playing. I know that I'm looking this way and the ball is here, but I'm noticing this. He's turning. All right. So this is what I'm talking about when you cut from left to right. Really, what we want, and right now you guys are actually in a pretty nice offensive shape. What we want is we want number one. Typically, number one is somewhere along this side wall, dribbling the ball or challenging or something like that. But we want that first guy. We want him to be number one, the first one at the challenge. Number two, we want to be out here, and you are. You're in a great spot because number one is looking for backboard pass, infield pass, drop down pass, the lofty flick. But you can see all of these. Obviously, they're coming to number two. When you forfeit your position for number two in favor of backup to number one, you make him worthless and you pull yourself out of position. What we
Okay.
need to do is allow number one to be number one. You stay number two and allow number three to be number three. When you play this halfway role, you make his job really hard, and you make your job harder because if a pass comes, now you put yourself in a worse position. You've got to catch back up to it instead of just blocking it in or knocking it in. um, and even as the backup guy, it's harder because you don't have this depth, right? Kneecap's pretty good ways back here. If they get the ball over him, he's got it blocked, whereas it may end up over your head as well because you don't have this depth. Does that all make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Camera check, camera check, camera check, camera check. Where's our third teammate?
But will be behind us,
Probably,
probably.
but we don't want to probably. We want to know.
Yeah.
Great patience right here. Nice, good strike, good power on it. Okay, this is fine. I respect this. We're want to play cautious, want to get behind the ball. Try for that. Now, when we lose it, let's check on ball cam again. Let's see what's going on before we go back here. Great save. I think the only reason it's difficult is because it catches you a little bit by surprise.
Yeah.
Great save, though, nonetheless. Good job safely putting it in the corner. Conserving boost. Fantastic. All right, that's a shortcut. This is what your teammate just did to you a minute ago. You need to go behind, allow him to go first.
Oh, so I shouldn't challenge that ball. I just go back to back post, let him rotate.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. This is going to be super easy for him, right? He can even drive up the wall and just go hit it. And it's going to be a little bit more awkward for you because you're already a little bit underneath the ball.
Because by me doing this, him on the back post is just like he's unsure what's going on, right?
Exactly. That's exactly right. It's going to cause some hesitation with him.
Yeah.
He wants to go, but he can't. And then if you miss, he's in a weird spot. While I'm on this topic, or not while I'm on this topic, but while I'm looking at this guy, I want to talk about something. When you're defending, you need to defend from inside the net. There's no benefit. This is horrible camera settings, by the way. Um,
I'll tell him that.
right now, if the ball gets pinched at him, he can own goal. If he clears it, he's going to clear it mostly laterally. Best case scenario, probably more towards the boost. Um, you're right here on the demo path, right? A lot of times they come through the corner and they try for the demo and they rotate out. So he's sitting on their path. We also have his is not terrible, but usually you have a limited field of view as opposed to back in here. So not a huge difference. Right now he's right here on the goal line. I just want to bring him back here. That's
Okay.
all. And so when he does that, what he'll have is he'll still right now he's in a good spot. He's got his nose facing the big part of the net. Right, that's forward is where we have the best mobility. So we want our nose to face the part that we're worried about. So we come back here, still have our nose facing forward, but now what we have, um, all right, if he's right in here and we're in ball cam, we still have a limited field of view, but if his car is facing forward, all it's going to take is a quick toggle between ball and car cam, and he's going to do this. Full field of view, back to ball cam, car cam, ball cam. And so you can see where these guys, blue team right now, actually have just absolutely horrible spacing. This is terrible. Jeez, that's awful. But there are going to be times where an opponent is out here, and because he's looking this way, he can't see this.
I'm getting demoed.
He can get demoed. The pass can come across, and he's not ready because he doesn't know there's a shot coming. It also happens the opposite, where a lot of times because you can't see anybody, you assume that someone's coming, and then after you make the clear, you realize the guy's back in the corner, or you make a really soft clear because you panicked or rushed it, and then you end up giving the ball back to them. So a lot of benefits to being inside the net. There's actually another video that I'm going to share with you here in a second called it's from Johnny Boy. Do you know who Johnny Boy is?
No, don't know Johnny Boy.
Johnny Boy is a European caster analyst, and a streamer, I guess I should say. He's been around the scene since like 2015. Does a lot of like private 1v1 show matches between professionals. Just very very familiar with competitive high level meta of Rocket League. Right, here's a great opportunity to implement the boost lanes. You've got 46. If you take off on this direct path, all right, if you take off with 46, you would have 58, 70, 82, 94, 100 plus, 100 plus. And that's a direct line straight back to net. Now, I know that you might use some of this boost. That's fine. But my point is, you can pick up just as much on this path as you can here.
Yeah.
You can also use this one. And what I'm doing is I'm weighing this as worst case scenario. Worst case scenario is they immediately attack. Okay, if they immediately attack, this is going to be our best option. This will be second best, and obviously this would be third best. Now, if we turn around and take it into offense, all right, if we're on this midfield path, right, you're at 46, so 58, 70, 82, and then kneecap wins it. Well, I got 82. Fantastic. I can turn. Same thing here. 58, 70, 82, 94, 100 plus, we can turn into offense. The problem is when we get out here, you're using this 46 that you have, so you're diminishing instead of regenerating. And then about this time, right here, right here, right here, if you notice kneecap wins, well, now you're on 12 because you've been using it the whole time and you can't turn away because you haven't picked it up yet.
Okay. Need to incorporate way more boost lanes.
I'm telling you, man.
Is that a
Great
common
patience.
mistake?
Extremely.
Yeah.
Maybe the most common. Good patience. Good, 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 good. Good early decision.
Bit of ball
All
chasing,
right.
yeah? Rotate back poster.
Bingo. Actually, it looks like it starts because we're too focused on boost again. Would we like to steal it? Absolutely, of course. But are you going to steal this?
No.
Probably not. So let's just turn back. And then, like you said, you go this way instead of cluttering it up.
I guess because
But
Kneecap sees I'm coming, then he backpedals because he sees I'm so
yeah,
close to it.
yeah.
Wow.
It's just more clutter. It's harder to read. And what's happening here is you just want this boost. And I know we need it,
Yeah.
but if grabbing it is going to cost us a goal, then what's the point?
Again. That I was pretty upset with missing that one. Like,
That's all right. That was a good shot.
thank you.
Gave it a good strike. Good position right here. Look at this. This is what I'm talking about. Earlier, right? Now, here's the difference. This time there's nobody challenging Ryan. So it doesn't make sense for you to go over here,
No.
right? So now you choose the optimal plan. We need to do this even when there is a challenge. Because even when there is a challenge, we have a third man to back him up. This is fantastic. This is what we want. Move forward, be patient.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
that's
but
unlucky. Yeah, that's unlucky. That's just an unfortunate turn of events there. So I think, man, big things for you to focus on: boost lanes.
yep.
Don't over prioritize the big pads. Um, camera work, camera work, camera work. I know right there that you were with lower people, and I know that you were talking to them, but some of those some of those things I guarantee are the same even in solo queue. And so we've just got to make sure that we're hyper aware. We're looking around the field, always observing what's going on, always understanding where our teammates are, how much boost they have, what it looks like their plan is. We just need to survey the field, see what's going on, because the more information that you have, the more educated you are, the better choices you're going to make. So this guy's actually, man, incredible information on this channel. He's actually where I learned a lot of what I know,
Yep.
um, but a lot of really really good information. You know, you can learn a lot about kickoffs from him,
Oh, wow.
best kickoff strategies, the fastest kickoff when you should do it. A lot of really good stuff here from him. But this video that I'm sharing is six of his most common mistakes that he finds in his replay analysis that he does. He does a bunch of replay reviews on stream, and these are some of the most common mistakes that he finds. And one of them, actually, right there, what's featured in the thumbnail is what we were talking about briefly, where you defend from inside instead of outside the net. So that's going to be, I think, the boost. For now, I actually think you really just need to focus on boost and camera work.
Yep.
I think that you play the game smart, and when you know where your teammates are, you're not like double committing into their area or pushing where they are. I didn't really see you jump into the corner when teammates were there, which is a pretty common mistake. But I did see a couple of short rotations, and I think that kind of stems from a lack of awareness that our teammates are behind us. If you knew, right, if you knew that your teammate was right behind you and had a much better touch, then I think you would leave it, right? I don't think that you're intentionally making silly choices. It's usually just stems from that fact that we don't know where our teammates are. So we can kind of, we can alleviate that by using that camera a little bit more. Aside from that, I saw one half flip, and it made me happy. Let me ask, what's your button layout? What's your binding like?
Okay, so I recently changed it. So my button
Yeah.
layout, I'm using an Xbox controller, but I've used so my just talking in PS4 terms, and yeah. So my
Uh-huh.
boost, my jump is on X. My
Okay.
my boost is on R1. My
Nice.
power slide and air roll manual is on L1. So for square and circle, square is air roll left, circle is air roll right, and triangle is ball cam. That's the
That
main ones.
is that's awesome. That is probably what I would recommend to someone that's just starting the game. So that's nice. um, when you half flip, are you using your arrow right and left button?
Yeah, exactly. It feels
Yeah,
so easy.
and it's exponentially easier, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I saw the half flipping, and I also saw a couple opportunities for wave dashing, but I didn't see any wave dashing.
Oh, I'd love
So
to learn how to wave dash.
okay, so are you familiar with what it is?
Yes, you gotta hold power slide when you do it.
Okay, you don't have to do that.
Okay.
Um, so that is when you're doing this whole like chain wave dash. But you don't. That I don't know that I've. Well, I actually do know I've never used that in a game.
Wow.
Um, so wave dashing is just a dodge. The great thing about it is it's actually really simple because you already know how to do it. It's not a new mechanic. It's not something that your fingers are going to have to learn. They already know how to dodge. The only thing that you have to learn is the timing of it. And so when we're doing it on the ground, what we have to do is we have to jump. We tilt back after we jump, just a little bit, not like this, just a little slight tilt back. And then right when those back wheels come to the ground, slap it forward.
So are you doing just the
And
lightest jump touch, like the absolute lightest jump touch when you to get?
yes,
Okay.
very light. So that's definitely something you probably already know. But when you hold the jump button, you jump higher.
Mhm.
And if you briefly touch it, you get a little baby jump. So quick little tiny tap, tilt back, and then dodge forward. But the main the main way that you're gonna use it, and what I would practice if I was you, is off of the wall. And so all you're gonna do is you're gonna air roll off and then slap it down.
Wow. Okay.
So what I would recommend is that anytime that you get on to play, I want you to spend the first 5 minutes spamming half flips and wave dashes. And so you could break it into 2.5 minutes each. For 2.5 minutes, sit here and do this. I saw the one half flip and it was good. You executed it well, but we want it to be just as comfortable as a forward dodge. So, right. Oh, I'm overextended. I need to back up. Here I go. It's not even something that you think about. It just happens. Just like when you decide you need to speed up, you just dodge, right? You don't even think about that. It just happens because you're comfortable with it.
Yep.
You want half flipping to be the same way. And you also want it to work, in manners of like, I'm sitting here sliding around doing all these different things and I can still half flip immediately. You don't want it to just be, okay, I'm backwards, I'm rolling. It's not something that You want it to be comfortable in any and all forms, any from any situation, doing anything. So that's what I would recommend. Half flips and wave dashes, they are incredibly helpful and can speed you up a ton as a player. They will, you can use them onto and off of walls. Man, I can't express enough how much they can just speed you up as a player. And I think we're getting to the point now in Rocket League where really for like gold and up, they're almost essentials. It's almost just something
Wow.
that you just need to have
I definitely
because
feel
everybody else.
a pace slower in games. Like yeah, I'm even playing for some reason my casual like my casual mode is like 1000 MMR,
Yeah.
but the speed of play is insane even for me. Like
Yeah.
I constantly feel like
So
yeah,
so if
um
the, if you're playing fast games in there, I mean, whether it's casual or ranked, it doesn't matter. Both of them have the whole MMR system. And so if you're playing good games in casual, then play some casual games. There's nothing wrong with that. Um, and that may be helpful too because you can avoid the tilt that way. Losing in casual games not going to be as frustrating. But yeah, I definitely think boost management, boost lanes, boost pathing, um, camera work, a good focus on spacing, careful with short rotations, um, offside rotate, backside, back post rotate. We don't want to rotate ball side. Those are going to be the things that I think you want to focus on mentally. And then mechanically, let's practice on flat half flipping and wave dashing. And like I said, if you can dedicate, my 5 minute example is it's just that, and it's an example. It's not something that's like scientifically proven or anything. But if you'll dedicate a little bit of time each time you get on, what that does is it starts to add up, right? Instead of sitting there practicing a half flip for an hour, if you'll practice it for 3 minutes every time you get online, you'll have that hour of practice in 2-3 weeks.
yeah, copy.
So those are the main things. I actually think we ended up going an hour and a half. So next time we meet, we'll do, we can if you want to keep it at 3 sessions, we could do 45, 45, or we can meet for an hour and a half next time, or even something like an hour and then 30 minutes at the very, very, very end. Maybe next time we meet and we watch a replay, talk about some mechanics and training, and then we come back for 30 minutes and watch one final replay as like a reflection or something. However you want to break it down is fine. Um, but those are the things that I would focus on for now. We can meet this next time whenever you so desire. If you want to give it some time and try to implement some of the stuff that we talked about, practice some mechanics and whatnot, that's fine. Or if you want to meet pretty early next week or later this week, that's fine. It doesn't matter to me. Whatever you think is the most beneficial for you.
Yeah, thanks for the hoodie. Yeah, no, probably this time, later this week, I'll go and practice some
Yeah.
more mechanics.
All right. Sounds good. So why don't we just do this? Let's just why don't you just message me on Discord and kind of let me know um, when a good time for you would be and when you want to get it scheduled and going. So
Perfect.
you just let me know.
Thank you for that. It's been really insightful.
Awesome, awesome. I'm glad it was helpful. All right, if you have any questions, hit me up on Discord. Other than that, good luck, and I will catch you when we set up the next one.
All right, too easy. Thank you for your time, hoodie.
All right, thank you, thank you. See ya.